Good morning and welcome to Fight CPS with Bob Pace. I'm so glad that you found me. This is a live stream broadcasting around the world, and here we are to Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. Now, this may be your first time or maybe here millions of times. Now, there's many ways you can interact with this podcast. One way is to just be listening and taking notes. But if you want to ask questions, that's great. I'm going to put a banner up that tells you how to answer questions, or text messages, I should say. The text message, whoops, well, where did it go? I, uh, okay, to text messages, here we go. All you have to do is follow that banner. Now, when I mean by country, I'm talking about people from outside the United States. There are right now 23 countries, including the US, that I've talked to or that participate in this live stream. 22 of them are from outside the United States, so there's no need to put your state and your country because I know all the states in the United States. But the 22 countries have been like Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, up in the Middle East to Libya and Saudi Arabia, then over to the country of Africa. That's got many countries within the country, I should say, the continent of Africa, where we have uh, Liberia, then Sudan, and then Republic of Congo, and then Rwanda, and then Mozambique, and then the several provinces of South Africa. Then up to Europe, we have the United Kingdom of England, Scotland, Wales, and Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond in North America, we have Canada with its provinces, and of course the United States, all 50 states, including Washington, D.C. And then south the border, Mexico, and then further south in South America, north of Brazil on the east coast, Grenada. Then we go to the South Pacific and we have New Zealand, and the land down under, Australia with its several states. These countries, along with the U.S., have called in here and share something really common. They've run into a rogue CPS like myself. A CPS that is corrupt. Now, what I call CPS is the Child Protection System. And it's a government entity. And in the United States, it's found in every county in every state. States will have multiple counties, like California has 58 counties. North Carolina has 100 counties. So every one of them will have a child protection system, but the problem is the names are so much different. That's why I just choose CPS, Child Protection System. Everybody knows what CPS is, or going to know. They haven't known by now. Now, another way that you can interact in this live stream is to be a guest. And I put a banner up there. You need to contact my show producer. Her name is Grace, and her email's right there. And you pick one of my 14 shows a week. And hello there, Bless Cook. And you can hear me. Good, good, good. I'm glad that you can hear me. It's always important that you can. Anyway, to be on my live stream, you just pick one of my 14 shows, or my Bob's Monday show, morning show, or evening show. I'm on every day of the week at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's Monday through Friday. Then on the weekend, at 8 a.m., 8 a.m. in the morning. And then every night or during the weekend, all 7 days, I'm on at 7 p.m. My 7 p.m. show called Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. So I have these two shows every day, 14 a week. So send the show you want to be on, and she'll send you a link. My show producer will send you a link. And I really care about you, because I too had a case too. I had my children. I have 6 children I've helped raise, and 3 of my younger ones were stolen in traffic into foster care. They weren't in danger, but they have a habit of taking it. All the corrupt CPS have a lot in common with you all. They do the same thing. They hear an allegation. You're guilty before you're proven you're innocent. You're not innocent before you're guilty with all other legal matters. But here you're guilty to you're proven innocent. So they believe what a layperson says or a professional reporter says. Now, professional reporters are your doctors, your nurses, your teachers, your caregivers, policemen, firemen, etc. They're required by law to report, but they only get right half the time. They're 50% in error. And then there are the lay people who get it right maybe 25% of the time. They're the worst because they use CPS for the alternative motives to alienate their spouse, or maybe they want to get back at their neighbor because the barking dog, an overgrown yard. They'll do anything. They'll tell stories. My case was like that. I was wrongly accused for 5 years of doing things that were not happening. Why? It was by lay people, my in-laws, my wife's mother and father, or 3 sisters or brothers were constantly calling from Ohio to California, saying stories that weren't true, like we never bathed the children, we never put them in clothes. They were never taken to school. What's so funny is we have all these grade reports to show that they're getting all straight A's, and we have these teacher conference meetings and all kinds of notes and stuff. So it's terrible because the reporting part is very, very corrupt. It's not organized. You don't have to write or anything else. So anyway, um, uh, Bless Cook, it says that you can hear me. Now, Bless Cook, are you anything related to Dorothy Cook from North Carolina? Comes in here. Are you another Cook? There's a second one. Did you have a Cook? Calex, a Cook, and Dorothy Cook. But now I have one here called Blessed by Bless Cook. So, um, anyway, welcome. Um, please, if you can hear me, tell me you're in the state of North Carolina. Are you Dorothy Cook? Are you Dorothy Cook? Uh, anyway, we have several of you in the room, and we have one person that's texted me messages. I don't know if my face was pausing or not, but hello. Can everybody hear me? Hello in there. Hello. Best you contact her, show producer. She'll send you a link and get you a spot. Now, there's another way you can interact is with emojis. I love emojis, hearts and smiley faces, thumbs up. Also, please check me to follow me, or if you want me notified when I'm on, check the notification. Um, Now, I'm going to put my phone number up that you can call me, all right? There's my phone number. It's 626-698-0990. And I'm welcome to get phone calls from you right now. You can call me. Uh, uh. Okay. We got another comment in there. Hopefully, let me see. A lot of lag. I don't know where the lag's coming from. But anyway, oh, that's Dorothy. Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Dorothy. I'm on Facebook. Um, I don't know if I'm on YouTube or not, but Facebook, I am on there. It's Fight CPS with Bob Pace or Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. You'll find me by putting that in there. But I am on Facebook. And you can hear me okay, right? You can hear me. That's so important there, Dorothy. It's so important. Anyway, um, Besides calling me or texting me a message or a comment about CPS or calling in or being on my live stream as a guest, I'd love to hear from you. I want to hear from you. And so please, um, thank you for the emoji, Dorothy Cook. Do you hear me from Ohio, Allison Welsh from Ohio? And what can I do for you, Allison? What can I do for you? Does everybody hear me in here? Does everybody hear me in here? It shows that I'm transmitting. Okay, good. Dorothy, good. I will make sure everybody's hearing me. I'm having a lot of lag this morning. It was very difficult for me to get on. Very difficult. It took me almost 15 minutes to get on. And you have a CPS case. Glad to hear about it, Allison. Would you like to call in or text me about your case or a question you may have? And I'll try to help you, Allison, okay? Start from the beginning, Allison, or you can call in. My phone is here available for you to call in. Good morning and welcome to my live stream. This is Bob Pace, and who I have the pleasure of talking to. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear from you, Allison, and a warm welcome. And I know you're probably going through a horrible case. And would you like to start from the beginning so I can help you? All right. That's a horrible thing to happen to you. Wow. Yeah. All right. And what brought all this on? What brought all this on? Was it a neighbor? Or who's the person that called in on this? That, okay. Yeah, she's definitely posed a report. She's what they call a professional. And why did she think you're incompetent? Well, you're not born with a book that tells you they should be able to help you, especially in the hospital. The nurses should help you how to feed. And, that is not because you're incompetent, it's because you lack the knowledge or the care, maybe. And you can do that with classes and stuff like that. They're really bad because, you know, by law, these professionals have to report it. But the problem is this nurse probably went, a little overkill there and didn't know. She was probably thinking she could help by contacting CPS, but instead they took it as an invitation to take your child and get money from it. It's all about money. That's why CPS is involved. It's all about money. Yeah.
We're supposed to. We, we finish our case plan. Our house has been approved. He has a bed. We have a bed. Um, yeah, they've been throwing us to the ringer. We've been to every doctor's appointment. We haven't missed none at all.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to therapy. I go to therapy every week, like they told me. I go once a month. They did a mental thing, and I only have ADHD and anxiety.
Yeah. Where is the child? I mean, where did they put the child from the hospital? Where did they put him?
He's with the foster parent.
Now, why did they not do a family plan where it could be the father um, or the grandparents or maybe your sister or uncle? Why was no family member contacted? Well, it started because the nurse recognized that there was a deficient. Whether it was true or not, that's up to the CPS to it, but they're corrupt. You ran yourself into a corrupt CPS person, and I'm sorry to say that to you. I really am. Right. Now is she doing okay? Do you have visitations with your daughter? I mean with your son. I'm sorry. With your son. So now is the father involved? I hear a voice in the background. Is that the father of the child? Sure, it is okay. Glad to meet you. I'm just trying to help you.
She taken uh, before determined to take it away.
Yeah. Well, you have a case planned where there's family reunification, right? Okay. Yeah, and is the plan to be reunified, right? All right. That's good. So what are the questions I can help? Have you had your detention hearing? Okay, and what's that review for your case plan? Right.
Not probably saying the information correctly.
Well, okay, here's my next question. Do you have representation in court? Well, is this a court appointed attorney or attorney you hired? Yeah, be careful because these attorneys that are appointed by the uh, child protection system, they want you to take them because there's they're loaded with either 30 to 100 cases. So that's too many cases to handle. And you got to really put them through the ringers to make them work for you because, without a real attorney, it's going to be a struggle to fight CPS. CPS is like open heart surgery. And if you know anything about open heart surgery, you usually have to have a professional doctor do it. I don't know of anybody that can cut open the chest cavity and take the heart out and work on it, except a professional doctor. And a plumber won't do it, a cook won't do it, and you yourself won't even do it. So that's the same thing about CPS. So you have to tell that court appointed attorney, if you decide to use him, that he or she must work hard. And if they don't, you'll sue them for neglect. Also, you can report them to the state bar at the state capital of your state in Ohio, which I think the capital is what, Columbus? Is the capital Columbus? Well, I'm not talking about where you live. I'm talking about the capital. Where is the capital? Oh, okay. All right. Well, anyway, you go to the state webpage and you go to the state bar. And on the state bar, you can make a grievance against an attorney. They'll investigate the attorney. If they find out what's true, they'll disbar them. So that's a mechanism you can use when you talk to your court appointed attorney. You tell me you need to fight for my case. This is sincere. This is real. That's my real child that take away from me. I want you to get my child back. And if you don't, I'll do a lawsuit for negligence and I'll file a grievance to the state bar on your lawyer's license. That's something you got to do. I know. Um,
Hello?
yeah, I'm still here. I was just listening to your. I was listening to your. Is he your husband, boyfriend, or just a lover, or what? All the new people come in the room. We have a couple from Ohio, from Montgomery County, that had a child at birth. The nurse reported the child, and now they're fighting CPS. They do have a reunification going, but they're dragging their feet, as typical of most CPS does. And they want to get as much money as they can. They get $20,000, by the way, for having a case against you for that child every month. If the child's a special need, they'll get $15,000 more. And if that child is adopted in foster care, they get a incentive bonus of 35,000. So it's all about money. It's terrible. That's what it's about. Now, are you keeping documentation of everything? Good, 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 good.
here. Is there anything else you want to?
Well, is there any other? All right. Well, I want to thank you for calling in. And if you call in, you can get rewarded. Would you like to talk to my attorney, Vincent Davis? Yeah. All you'll have to do is you'll have to text me at 626 698 0990. Well, you're going to text your phone, your full name, your email, and your phone number. Three things. And then I'll set you up with my show producer, Grace, and she'll contact you within the week for a 15-minute private Zoom consultation with a real attorney, and you can ask them questions. You make a list of questions or prioritize them, like make 20 questions, and then pick the number one, number two, number three. And that's what you ask him. And he's not a clock watcher, but he'll give you a full 15 minutes of his time to talk to you about legal things that you have. So you understand what you need to do? Right. And then I'll take it from there and set you up. So I want to thank the lovely couple from Ohio. And again, I'm on here twice a day. I'm on here in the mornings at 10 o'clock on weekdays, 8 o'clock on the weekends, and I'm here every night at 7 o'clock. So I'm twice a day. So if you have a question come up, don't hesitate to call in again. Don't hesitate to text me. I'd love to try to help you. All right. God bless you and good luck with your case. Yeah. Now, people that are listening, that was, um, let me go here. Uh, that was the couple from Ohio. And she had the name, let me see, her name was, I forgot his name. I don't know if you ever do it, but Allison Welch. Thank you, Allison Welch from Ohio. And your fiance, whatever his name was. Anyway, I have Dorothy here trying to sum up and transcribe messages in here. My phone number is open. I've already had a caller. I have right now 3 emojis, and I'm so happy to see them. I have Shannon Cordenderry, and I have Dorothy Cook, and that was the faces. And then I have uh, Chancellor Chaudhary with a thumbs up. Thank you for the emojis. Now we're into a halfway point in my live stream. I had a technical difficulty of starting here. The lag on my internet was so awful, it took me a long time to get on. And I usually go to 11 o'clock, but if people are talking, I'll still keep the show going because I have a running time. It says I have 25 minutes running time. And my clock says I have 11 minutes of show time. But anyway, let me see here. Okay. So we're in here talking about the child protection system. It's a very bad system in a lot of the series. So far, 2,500 people have talked to me, and they all have something in common with me. They had a corrupt CPS agency take their children when they weren't in danger and make their life hell, make it so bad. Now, I've developed 5 rules in here since I've been on for 21 months. That's over a year and a half. And these 5 rules are: one, you need to get a real attorney, an attorney that's trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law, who has fought CPS, not only getting the children back, but also done lawsuits against CPS and won millions of dollars. That's the kind of attorney you want, and I have one. His name is Vincent W. Davis. And if you want to hire him, just call into 888-888-6582. That's the law offices. Introduce yourself, say that Bob Pace sent you, and when you speak to Mr. Davis, say that Bob Pace sent you. His rate is $500 an hour. His retainer in LA County is $5,000. It's an approximation. All cases are subject to their complexity and how long the case has been taking place. Now, if he goes to other states, which you will fight your case, there are additional costs that have to be taxed in. Things like air transportation, ground transportation, hotel accommodations, and food. Also, he has to pay a license for that state because it's impractical to do all 50 state licenses. It'd be over $1 million in fees. And if you're not practicing law in the states, you don't need the license. It is a hard thing to try to do this on your own. As I say, my 5 rules I talked about was: 1 is the attorney, 2 is documentation. It's very important you gather your information up, put it in a notebook, have dividers that clearly state they are. And the most important paper you can put in there is one you create. It's called a time log incident form. It's where you devote 3 lines per incident on notebook paper. And then you skip a couple lines, then put the next incident, and then the next, and the next, repeating. Incidents are with social workers, with the police, with the school people, with even your own children, or with anybody that's involved in CPS. It should be a separate incident. The first line will be if it called in over the phone or you met in person. It's the location of the phone number. Then you put the date and time and the people that were involved. Then the second line is a summary of what the incident is about. And the third line is the results of the incident. What happens? If you don't know the answer, leave it blank and come back later, fill it out. But as time goes on, and some of you may be involved 12 months or longer for family unification, it's important to have this log because you'll be able to go back to it. Another important document is the journal. You should be always writing a journal. Address it to your children so that they can know if things get worse or you don't get to see them, at least you have them stating your thoughts and feelings. It's important you write a journal. It's good for you. You keep track of the facts, but you can tell your children you love them because many of you will lose your children in its entirety. I'm sad. The most people that lose their children in entirety were the American Indians, the first immigrants to the United States. They've changed that now with the ICWA, the Indian Child Welfare Act of 1978, but still bad. In 1875, Indian children were rounded up and put into private schools. And there's no protection on these Indian children. What the ICWA did is that it created a mechanism that CPS must find out if they're Indian, and if they are, they need to be sent to the reservation so the tribe can handle them. And there's more on that. You can look it up. I can talk to more about that. But it was a horrible. For over 100 years, Indian families were never seen their children again. They rounded up and they never returned them. It was a sad tragedy in our Indian culture history. So anyway, that's rule number 2. Rule number 3 is that you never want to let them in your home or speak to them or answer the door or go to their office. And when you go to the hospital, you got to be careful because they're lurking in the hospital. So you don't want to talk to them there. Your constitutional rights protect you. You need to learn them. You need to see them. When you talk to them, they'll use it against you. When you open their home, they'll search your home and they'll see things that maybe you didn't want them to see. And the only time they can get entrance to your home if you let them in or a family member does. So you tell your family not to let anybody in. Have a special knock or a special ring on the front door. Now, if they have a warrant, that's a court-ordered document that they have to produce from the court. The people that serve that warrant are the sheriffs, and the sheriffs will serve the warrant. The social workers cannot serve a warrant. They can ask for a warrant, and they can get one. So can the police. They can ask for it too, but usually the CPS does, and they use the police to serve it. The problem is when they have policemen with them, it's an intimidation factor. They're supposed to protect the social worker, but they also seem to be getting involved doing something they know nothing about. And with their bulletproof vests and their combat boots and the real combat gear, it's very intimidating when they come to see you. CPS is only supposed to use them to serve warrants or to protect the social workers, not to enforce rules or take your child from you and those kinds of things. And you can just say very easily to escape them if you happen to talk to them and say, hey, look, I want to comply with your request, but it's my constitutional right to be represented by an attorney. I need to contact them first. I'll get back to you. What is your name, your address, your phone number? And try to look at their ID badge that they have tagged onto their clothing. Or the policeman, you need to get their ID number and their name and the police department they're from. Or if it's a sheriff, you got to make sure you identify the right people. That's all part of documentation. And that's where you need to keep track of all that. Now, if you happen to encounter them outside, that's when you tell them, I need to get with my attorney. That way it gets them off you and you're not being rude or anything. Just be very professional with them. Now, I mentioned the hospital where they hang out. If you're having a child born, they will sometimes come in and take your child away because of legend about drugs or something. Or they'll tell you to do a medical procedure that is not necessary. And that just happened recently with a family that was being charged mental neglect because they refused their daughter to have their appendix taken out. And all the parents did is wanted to see a second opinion. But they were ordered by the social worker, who's not a doctor, to take the appendix out. It wasn't appendix because they still had the abdominal pain. It was their gallbladder because they complained. The daughter was only 4 months old, and she complained. Not 4 months old, 4 years old. And she complained still of pains. The problem is they did no x-rays, so they didn't see the gallstones. That pain, by the way, was the left side. Appendix is the right side. You don't need to remove appendix because it helps with the immune process in young children. So that's not necessarily the right thing to do. I know there's some talk about appendix and tonsils is not good, but they both are good. They should never be taken out unless it's necessary. Having a baby is supposed to be a wonderful thing, but they're going to be there lurching to take your baby from you. You're having breastfed, or maybe the umbilical cord wasn't cut. Some of these cases are gross, and they bring the police with them at the hospital. That's wrong. Now, rule number 4 is how they use the internet. It's important that you use the right browser. Google Chrome is an excellent browser. And it's important you know the format of the words to ask the question. You want to start off by the city, and then you want to have the state. And then after the state, you want to put the letters CPS. If you're outside the United States, you need to put the country and then put the letters CPS. And you'll find all kinds of stuff about CPS in that state or that country, that city and state or the country. So you'll find out. If you want to be specific, after the word CPS, you type in what you're looking for. Like you're looking for an attorney. You want to put in there, I'm looking for a juvenile law, a family law, a dependency law attorney. So Um, it is a hard thing. It's a hard thing. So um, anyway, um, the internet is a source of information. Most of the things I find out is from the internet. Now, I'm not an attorney. I'm a loving father and a husband. I've helped raise 6 children. I have over 32 years of marriage experience. I have a lot of life skills knowledge. And one of the life skills I've been trying to teach is to get legal insurance. That will qualify you to get a real attorney. Legal insurance is like homeowners insurance, car insurance, medical insurance, pet insurance, car repair insurance, um, home repair insurance. There's a difference between, earthquake or fire or flood. I'm talking about home repair like appliances and those kinds of things. There's a lot of insurance things, and you can end up spending a lot of money. But the legal insurance been finding out been running between 50 cents and $1 per day. It's about $365 a year for a premium. There is the deductible. I think it's a small deductible of 250. A large deductible will get you lower rates. So, with that being said, um, it's very important because you need that real attorney. You're going to have a hard time not having a real attorney. Um, so my fifth one is you should never ever go without your documents, and you need to make copies because documents get lost. So the documents I'm talking about are the ones of your school kids' grade reports, your shot records of your children, their birth certificate, your birth certificate, the marriage license, your driver's license. You need all these documentations to be in one place. Make copies of them and have them ready because you'll be asked by CPS. You have to prove the father. The father should be listed on the birth certificate of each child. And then the father's driver license. You make a copy of that so it proves who he is. Because that's one of the things they get a sticking point about who the father is. And also, if you have copies of, school meetings with the teachers, open house, or parent meetings, those are important documents. Also, if you have medical reports about your children, you should have those comments. So those are all important. And those documents, stick in an envelope, put it with your notebook, and you have it. It's ready. So those 5 rules are very, very important. Get a real attorney. Do documents. Say no, and don't let them take your child. Um, Research the internet. And last, have all your documents with you. Those are my 5 rules. If I had them, my children would never have been taken. That was a mistake there. Now, I have 10 minutes left of running time. My clock now says 11:05, so I'm 5 minutes over. Does anyone have anything they want to ask or a comment or a story to tell? Um, Otherwise, I think it's time that I end my live stream. It's not too talkative this morning. It's okay. Some days are like that and some days aren't. But I love to help you with your case. All right. I now have 54 minutes. Anybody? I have no phone calls. So, Dorothy, thank you so much for helping me out. I'm glad to have you back here from Dorothy from North Carolina. Any of you that want to find me, I'm on Facebook. Look me up, Fight CPS with Bob Pace or Fight CPS and Stop Taking Your Children. My linking to my Facebook page. I want to thank the couple from Ohio, Allison Welch and her fiance, for calling in and sharing their case. It was really hard for that. And I want to look forward to y'all on my show tonight at 7 p.m. God bless you. And thank you very much. And please keep fighting for your children. Do not give up. Please do not lose sight. There will be a brief message from my attorney, which is good. Please listen. This is Bob Pace signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last